Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to be starting on my Subaru WRX. The problem that I'm having right now is the oil pump seal is leaking. I'm not sure if when I put the motor together, I forgot to torque down some bolts or I didn't uh, use any adhesive. But today we're going to take it apart and see what the actual problem is, because after a short time of running, it'll leak and you'll see the smoke come up off the manifold, and it's just a bad deal altogether. So I'm gonna take it apart. I'm gonna start by taking out the radiator, the hoses, intercooler piping, get rid of the belts, and put it to top dead center so I can take this timing belt off. But for now, let's start with draining the coolant. Okay, so now with that, I'm going to be removing the intercooler piping so I have a little bit of access to get the radiator and the fan shroud out. And I already loosened these clamps, so it makes it a little bit easier, a little bit faster. Hose clamp. Just going to take a little bit of finagling. Next, I think I will take off the power steering hose, which is this bad boy right here. Tuck it over this line and this line, and the upper radiator hose. Okay, so now I'm gonna undo the radiator support bracket, this guy. I'm gonna remove this out the way. Radiator hose, I loosened that already, so we don't have to waste time doing it. And then I have the radiator harness that I'm just gonna unplug real quick. It's pretty easy. Then this guy here, and out the way. And this guy here, I'm gonna just adjust this bucket just a little bit. Let me undo this first so I can just pull this off and lift it right out. So now y'all can see we have all this room up front. The next thing is to get this belt here off, and then I'm just going to use a little pair of vice grips, bird beak vice grips, just enough to hold tension on these sprockets over here, because these carry the preload for the valves. So once I do that, should lock in the timing there. Those are pretty easy to reset on that side. I'm gonna crack this loose and then put it to top dead center. It just makes it a little bit easier. And then I should be able to take this belt off and take off some of these accessory pulleys to get to the oil pump. And I don't know if y'all could see already, but there's some residue right here of the oil that's been leaking and spraying back up and causing it to smoke a little bit. So I'm gonna try to take care of that today. No more smoking, no more leaks. Okay, so now I've got to get the motor to top dead center. So I'm using a size 22 mil socket. Fits perfectly on there because you don't want to have me playing it. So got to always make sure it's the proper size. So now I'm getting the motor ready to go back over to top dead center. But let me check and make sure that it's in neutral. And it's up on jack stands now, and I did chalk the wheels just in case. So now let's see, quickest way to clean this, some alcohol. I'm gonna run inside, grab some alcohol, and I will be right back. But before I go, here, let me show y'all, it is at top dead center. So these timing marks here, we have one here, and those two down there, one at the side. Here, down there, one at the side, and one on the crank right there. So this guide, I'll be taking that off also. So yep, let me run inside and grab some alcohol and clean off this timing belt. So I'm gonna crank bolt loose, it's still fine, and everything's fine. I'm gonna have to grab another one. But to catch y'all up, I did the timing belt removal and all that stuff on the Subaru, my WRX. I removed all the pulleys, all the tensioners, the belts that are on the alternator and power steering and crank. Took the crank balancer off, crank bolt, and once I did all that, I noticed that the oil pump seal itself was leaking. So beforehand, I thought it was the oil pump housing leaking behind it, but it wasn't. It was the oil pump seal. So I called our local automotive store, AutoZone, and they couldn't get me the part until the 26th to the 30th or something of that nature. So we're kind of at a standstill. So I'm glad we got as far as we did today, because now I know exactly what the problem is and I can just get that resolved. So I'm just gonna be here waiting on the seal to come in, and then we'll put it back together, and hopefully she'll stop smoking. That's pretty much the only issues I've had. That, and I do need to finish rebuilding the brake calipers. So I'm in the process of doing that. So I might actually just make this a 3-part video of doing the oil pump seal, putting it back together, testing it out, making sure it's not smoking or doing anything crazy again, and then I'll do a video of me installing the rebuilt brakes or newly purchased brakes. I'm still debating whether or not I want to do that. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. Let's see. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. There probably won't be any audio to me showing you, but I'm gonna show you anyway. Yeah. And if I haven't said it before, I appreciate y'all watching. It means so much, and it definitely helps. I'm growing every day, just trying to figure this stuff out. I've never really done this thing before, but long story short, I appreciate y'all, and I hope I can gain some support. Just give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe to the channel. If you have any advice, leave them in the comments. I would love to hear it. I'd love to see it. Just let me know. But all right, y'all, I appreciate it, and thanks for watching. Peace.